The Athletic, theathletic.com, at Russo Hockey via X. He joins us now. Good morning, Michael. How are you?
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Thanks for the chat. Yesterday I supported you on the radio, and Nordo took us and NHL media deep with the 5-on-5 time. So we sometimes you just got to tip your cap, when
Come on.
And here's I support, because the 207.53 I saw, well, if it's from you, it's 9.8 going to be accurate, but there was a mistake that was made, and guess what? That happens to the best of us, man, specifically on short sleep. But do you have any comment?
Yeah, Nordo saved my butt there. I wish I had changed it hours earlier, but yeah, I was 10 minutes short. 217.53.
Yeah.
Third pair tonight I don't love, so I can't see this this streak going too much. I mean, unless they're playing like 5 minutes. I just don't I don't really understand why. I mean, Bogosian's hurt, and I just think that, look, long term, if Brodin's out and you get past this round, you got to play Damon Hunt in the next round. And so I don't know why you don't unleash him now and get him some playoff action. I just don't think a Bogosian-Petrie pair makes a ton of sense to me. But that's what they're going to choose for tonight. And, I think that with Bogosian playing hurt and Petrie, I think it's a liability that clearly Dallas is going to try to take advantage of. So I could see them getting very little ice time tonight.
Yeah, that's where I was going to go. So for the casual hockey fan, or maybe those who don't follow it but they watch Wild games, specifically in the postseason, that third D pairing, generally speaking, how much does it play?
Well, I mean, usually you want to get 15, 16 minutes. And what's scary is that, what if tonight's game goes into overtime? You can get a lot more. And, Bogosian, not only are you taking somebody that is having trouble skating right now with his injuries on both ankles, on the right side, you're putting him on the left side, so not his normal side, with Petrie, who hasn't played yet, and hasn't played a playoff game in 5 years. So I don't know. It just seems to me like Damon Hunt made the most sense tonight. I know that it's clearly because of youth, but I mean, again, if Brodin's going to be out for a while, which I think he's going to be, I think that, if you're going into a Colorado series, if you win this one, you got to start playing Damon Hunt on the left side. And to take somebody that's handicapped right now in Bogosian with his injuries, I mean, just look at him on the one goal against the other night. He couldn't move. So now you're putting him on the left side. I don't exactly agree with it.
You're talking about, okay, well, so was it he couldn't move, or he mistimed what he thought was going to be a pass and went down too early?
Yeah, he went down too early and then couldn't get up because he's hurt. Oh. So there you go.
I missed the follow through. Michael Russo at Russo Hockey.
Well, I was gonna mention with the idea of experience, right? The elder statesman that Petrie is kind of washed out by the fact that he just hasn't been on the ice. So, but you kind of answered my question in regard to that. Now, with tonight's game, one thing that I've been interested in seeing is how Dallas potentially alters their game plan, given that, we've talked about the physical play and Ben and all of this ad nauseum, but to that end, they are on the brink, and maybe they alter the way that they go into this game, given that fact, versus find their way via agitation to a power play, and the rest is history.
Yeah, Alex Petrovic's going to make he's going to play tonight. Lyubushkin's obviously in. They're scratching Tyler Myers, who is, their big trade deadline pickup. He was absolutely atrocious the other night. Cost them 3 goals, and had to be benched the final 12 minutes of the game. So that's the big news. The other one is with Huru hurt. Michael Bunting's coming into the lineup, and they're loading him up on a third line. It's kind of like the diving, you call it the diving dirty line. Bunting and Ben on the same line that's going to be an interesting thing to watch tonight, because Bunting is somebody that loves to flop. He loves to get under your skin. He's an agitator. And you put him on a line with Ben. So it's going to be interesting to watch that line tonight. But that's what they're doing. I mean, look, Maverick Bourque, who I think has actually had a really good series, he's been on the top line. Harley, who's really done not too much. He's playing with Heiskanen. Lindell who's a great defenseman, has been outscored 6-0 at 5-on-5, so he's going to play with Lyubushkin tonight. So they are, they're going to essentially have 3 new D pairs tonight, and a brand new top line tonight, kind of a tweaked second line tonight, and a brand new third line tonight. So this is definitely Dallas trying to make a bunch of different moves to try to respond and get this thing to a Game 7.
Michael, correct me if I'm wrong here. I don't think Wyatt Johnston had a shot in the last game, and I don't think he took a shot. I mean, if that's accurate, how does that happen?
Yeah, I mean, look, the Wild did an incredible job at 5-on-5 the other day. They blocked 26 shots. They kept, where he's really good, they kept them from getting it from the inside. Where he is tremendous is on the power play. Led the league in power play goals and has this slippery way of getting open in the slot area. And the Wild just did a really good job the other night, in all phases of the game. They killed the final 3 penalties of that game, which has been a issue from them all series long. And but look, Jason Robertson's been great, and if they're gonna win this game and get it back to Dallas, Jason Robertson and Wyatt Johnston have to be really good, but they really need better play from Mikko Rantanen. He's been he's taken a ton of penalties in this series, and hasn't done too much. So their top 2 lines are going to be under a microscope tonight in Dallas. There's no doubt about it.
We had Marcus Foligno on earlier, and just thinking about just Michael McCarron and what he's meant. I mean, a couple of massive moments for him on this most recent game. Finds that goal, game 2 or 3, just one-man wrecking crew down the ice. Fires that thing home at the time, and I think that was a 3-2 lead. McCarron, his impact on the series in concert with the Foligno brothers, and just how Hines might deploy that line tonight in efforts of a victory.
Well, McCarron's going to play with Vladimir Tarasenko and Jakub Trenyan tonight. Then the Folignos will play with Nico Sturm, so Bobby Brink's going to be scratched after a tough game 5 the other night. And McCarron's been excellent. I mean, he's blocked shots. He's scored 2 huge goals. He's played terrifically defensively. He's made great plays on the penalty kill, even though their PK has been a problem at times. But he was awesome the other night, and he's just done a really good job. And you're seeing right now. I mean, Danilo Yurov has had a lot of rookie moments in this series, and he's going to be scratched for a second game in a row. And having Michael McCarron and his ability to play in a top 9 role is a coup for this team. That's something that I think a lot of us didn't expect when they acquired him and thought he would just be on a 4th-line guy. And, I give him a lot of credit. I give the Wild a lot of credit for finding him because, when I tweeted out that day that the Wild, that I was hearing through sources that they were trading a 2nd-round pick from him, I mean, it was almost condescending the way all the analytics people that claim to be experts in this league just quote tweeted and essentially patronized the Wild for making the move and what they gave up for him and acting like this guy can't play. And that's the problem when you just, watch hockey on a computer screen. I think sometimes you just look at the numbers and just give a guy 0 respect and make fun of a team. And sometimes you got to understand that a lot of this is scouts going out and watching them and then wondering how they're going to fit into a new role. And in Nashville, maybe this year it wasn't working out for the guy, but he's come here and he's fit in perfectly, and he's showing why Nashville couldn't sign him. I mean, he is somebody that wants to hit a home run as a free agent this offseason. I'm hearing huge numbers that he wants as a free agent, and he's coming here and absolutely elevating his stature around the league to the point that if the Wild aren't able to sign him by July 1, I mean, he is going to get significant money. There's no doubt about it from somebody.
Well, I must have been watching the game on a computer screen because I stupidly, for some reason, connected McCarron with the Foligno bros. But to that end, with McCarron, I mean, you want to talk about value for the pick. Is he a potential extension candidate? I think he's worth about $900K on the contract. He'd be a free agent maybe this summer. Throw him a little, what was it, Nico Sturm 2x2? Can we do that with McCarron and keep him in the colors?
No. As I just said, he wants like $4 or $5 million. I mean, so that's the issue. That's why Nashville couldn't sign him, and that's why the Wild are going to probably have a tough time signing him. 2x2 ain't getting it done.
Hey, Michael Russo at Russo Hockey via X. Has Mikko Rantanen lost a step?
He's never been the greatest, most gifted skater. He's certainly taking a lot of reaching penalties this series. Last year in an unbelievable first-round series against Colorado, games 4, 5, 6, and 7, he was just exceptional. Absolutely took over that series, and we haven't seen it yet. So I still think that you have to, at your own peril, discount him. He is somebody that can turn a series around on a dime. And so I don't want to say that he's lost a step, but he certainly has not been good this series. The Wild have played him really, really well. But I agree with you. Like, he is just, he's not only been a non-factor, he's really put them into some tough spots with just some of the penalties that he's taken. I think, I talk about this all the time. I do think that one way that you limit divers in this league is to give them no benefit of the doubt from a referee standpoint once they make you look like a fool. And I think we've seen from Mikko Rantanen in this series that with his previous antics and this series, some of the flops that he's taken, that referees aren't giving him the benefit of the doubt right now. And I think that's hurt him. So he's getting a lot of penalties, and he's not drawing a lot of penalties because he just has this tendency of not staying upright on his skates. And that's probably something he's going to have to take a deep look at this offseason, because I think that the referees are starting to catch on to him. And when you get dubbed a diver by referees, it really makes things difficult for you on the ice.
Is Wally, Jesper Wallstedt, is he showing any chinks in the armor, or is all absolutely good for the goalie?
Oh, man, he is showing no chinks in the armor to me. I mean, I thought the first 2 periods the other night was the most he was fighting it, and obviously I think he wanted the Heiskanen goal back, and he admitted it such after the game. But then in the third period, I thought he was excellent and got through maybe some of the fighting of the puck that we saw in the first 2 periods the other day. He has been tremendous this entire playoff series, and that was the biggest. Look, the Wild made a gutsy but yet very smart and prudent move by going with him in Game 1. I don't think this decision was as easy as a lot of people wanted it to make it to be. I mean, obviously Gus played himself out of the number 1 role to start the series, but it still wasn't easy to just go with the kid, because you never really understand, until you see it, how somebody's going to react to Game 1 on the road in a Stanley Cup playoff game. And he's just been lights out, I think, every single game. His high danger numbers, save percentage, his 5-on-5 save percentages are best in the league. And he's just really, to me, he has been the least of their problems. And if they can get through this series, it gives you a lot of confidence going into the Colorado series, just having him, just because he's also performed well against the Avalanche this year, both there and at home. And so, obviously they got to get through this series first. Jonas Brodin's injury looms very large for this team because it really wreaks havoc with their blue line, especially in a next round series against a dynamic team like Colorado. But right now, Wallstedt has just covered up every little mistake that the Wild have made all series long, and there haven't been a ton of them.
How are the sprinklers?
Sprinklers are good. They just got taken care of. Good. So, they're all fixed.
All right. Enjoy the game tonight. Thanks for the time.
All right. Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Russo Radio at Russo Hockey via X. Oliver Moore, a dazzling young Minnesotan who is a forward for the Chicago Blackhawks. He is part of the vast and ever-expanding 9 to noon hockey analytical stable. And Ollie's going to join us around the corner to chat about the Wild and the Stars and Jackson Lacombe and Logan Cooley and Matty Nyes and so on. But first, here's Double B with the cash thing.
The cash thing, the fan, and BigDeck.com. I'm going to give you a shot to win bonus bucks for the National Cash Contest at KFAN.com. The keyword is Bills this hour. Keyword Bills. KFAN.com. Keyword Bills.
All righty, welcome back to Tria Rink for some Box in the Box. And the 9 to noon stable of elite hockey minds is vast and ever expanding. One of our newbies is Chicago Blackhawks talented forward Oliver Moore. Ollie played at the University of Minnesota, and before that for Totino Grace, and he's going to help us with some Stanley Cup playoff conversation. Oliver, Paul Allen, how you been?
Great, PA. How you been?
Right on, man. It's good. We just got a lot of action right now. Just had the NFL draft last week. We got Wild Stars game 6 tonight. Timberwolves. They got an elimination game tonight, so it's hot here in the cities. With you, do you enjoy the off season, or like how much do you wish right now you were playing in the postseason?
Yeah. I mean, it's a weird feeling for sure. I mean, it being my first year, like, I didn't know what this feeling would feel like, just us being eliminated and watching teams that obviously, like, we played and competed against still playing. And, like, you see the buildings in the playoffs and kind of like the atmosphere. Look how competitive the games are, too. I mean, definitely sucks to be watching it, to be honest. And, yeah, it's definitely motivating, though. And, yeah, I think it's fun to watch, though. It's fun hockey to watch, especially with the new perspective I have. So I mean, watching it all, you talk about the buildings, and I'm sure you've been to Stanley Cup playoff games. I mean, it has to make the good ones, the ones who really care. It just has to make them just pine to get to the postseason and like really work on the craft in the off season, right? Oh, big time. Yeah. I mean, how cool is it been in Minnesota? Even when I was back, just like how many people are talking about the Wild, talking about what Brock Faber's doing, and what Kirill's doing, what Boldy's doing, Quinn Hughes, all these guys. So, yeah, I mean, and even their whole team, obviously. I mean, it's really cool to see even the support of the Wild too. Like everyone's talking about it, and I think it'd be the same in Chicago as well. So,
oh yeah, Chicago's an elite hockey market, man. You know that by now, right?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Hey,
I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah. A team that's not in the postseason is the St. Louis Blues. But when I was thinking this thing out, and then looking back at your years with the Golden Gophers, and then I'm like, wow, how about your former teammate Jimmy Snuggerud for the Blues? I mean, he had 51 points at about 16 and a half minutes a game. And like you, he's a relative youngster in the league. Excellent season. What clicked with him this year?
Yeah, I mean, I think that he found his way. Obviously, I don't know. He's a very productive player everywhere he's gone, and I think he took a bit to get his footing. It looked like, but obviously, I mean, I'm still getting my footing, and he's just an elite player, a great guy too. I'm sure guys around St. Louis got pretty comfortable with him pretty quick, obviously, and he just unbelievable player. It was fun playing with him, and it's fun watching him too. It's awesome.
You know how nicknames go in the NHL. So like here we got Fabes, we have Brodsy, we have Hughesy. When you played with Jimmy, did you call him Snuggie?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, so
Snuggie to me.
So his nickname's Snuggie, which is cool. And you played Snuggie in his Blues once, and you guys killed them 7-3. You had a goal and an assist in that game. Do you or players generally get a little extra fired up, a little extra excited when playing friends or former teammates?
I think it's always cool, right? I mean, like in warm-ups here, straddling the red line a little bit, trying to find them, just give them like a little comment or something like that. And I think there was a little bit of extra fire, though, for sure. I mean, it's just, I mean, it's a childhood dream come true playing in NHL, and then you're playing against your buddies too. And I'd say for sure. I mean, we went out for a dinner usually the night before or something if they're not playing on a back-to-back, and yeah, I mean, you talk about the game, what you want to do, and sometimes it happens, and sometimes you lose. But no, it's always a ton of fun.
That's terrific. This is Oliver Moore of the Chicago Blackhawks, formerly with the Golden Gophers, and Totino Grace. Oliver started for the Gophers the season after Logan Cooley, Jackson Lacombe, Brock Faber, and Matty Nyes departed. Snuggie was on that team too. Your last year at Totino Grace was 2021. Why didn't you play for that awesome Gophers team in 2022?
My last year at Tino Grace, I think, would have been in 2019.
Oh,
2020.
Oh, okay.
Because I went to Michigan for 2 years and went to school there. But, yeah, I mean, I think it was just the way my development path kind of went. I think Faber and some guys, like, accelerated their senior year of high school to play college early, but I don't think I was ready for that. Yeah, I think it's just kind of the way it went. It was that was a great team to watch, though. I mean, wow.
Yeah,
I think we all remember that team and will for a long time. But yeah, I don't know. It's the way it worked out.
Yeah, shoot. With except for Matty Nyes, you're seeing them all in the postseason now, and Lacombe. Jackson Lacombe. Holy cow! I mean, he's on the fast track as young blue liners go. He's really, really improved in a hurry. What do you like about his game?
There's a lot to like about his game too. I mean, yeah, you can see I've been watching his games a bit. Obviously, it's a little bit of a later game, but like he's just so solid, and I think he's a matchup guy. But he's also, I think he was leading the playoffs in points at one point. So, I mean, it's very well rounded. Obviously, he can skate like the wind, and yeah, I think he's just. I mean, his play speaks for itself. It's been pretty cool to watch.
Ollie, do you think they can beat Edmonton in Southern California tonight? The Ducks lead that series 3-2, and you've played against McDavid and Draisaitl and Evan Bouchard. I mean, those are tough guys to close out.
Yeah, I think they're a motivated group too, obviously, and I played with a couple Oilers too this year. Jason Dickinson and Connor Murphy and Colton Dock. So they got traded at the trade deadline from our team. So I mean. I think it might go 7. Just, I mean, they're hungry. I mean, the last 2 years they haven't cooked. So I think it might go 7, but it's going to be a good one. Fun one to watch.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that after the Wild game tonight. How well do you know Logan Cooley? He was a -1 when you guys shut out, when your Blackhawks shut out Utah in early March. What's it like playing against Logan?
Yeah, I don't know him extremely well. Obviously, I didn't get to play with him. I've been at my 17 year, and he was 18 at U.S. National Development Program. But so I got to know him a little bit then, and then yeah. I mean, I remember our first game actually last year was against them, and he ended up sending me a text after the game just saying congrats. And I think his goal for alumni, he kind of always, it's a strong alumni group, and I mean, I'll go back for the golf trip this year, and guys will go back for that. And but yeah, obviously his game too it's unreal. I mean, all those guys are doing great. So,
hey, what Oliver? What are games like at the Delta Center in Salt Lake City? I mean, we're seeing these mammoth on TV now, and you can tell that the ones who go to the games at the Delta Center, man, they love that team, don't they?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think even being around, I only played there once this year, but being around there, the city too. I mean, they definitely love Utah, that team there, and I mean, I think the atmosphere in the playoffs has been great too there. So, yeah, I mean, it's been that's a new hockey market, and I think it's exceeded kind of expectations for what it was going to be. Especially with them making the playoffs this year, I bet the fans are just probably juiced. So. Cool. You,
Oliver, you played against Hughes and Faber after the trade was made. What makes that D pairing so tough?
Yeah, I think. I mean, obviously, I think both of them are they're offensive, but also just very smart. Really, really good skaters. You can't really skate around them. You kind of. Yeah, I mean, I think everyone's still trying to figure them out. I mean, I think that's what makes them so good too. They're solid, and when they're on the ice, you always gotta like kind of have your head on a swivel for sure. Just with the way they both move, and yeah, I think they read off each other well too. So, Oliver Moore of the Chicago Blackhawks is our guest. In our last chat, we talked about Nick Foligno, and veterans can just be so important, not only to young players, but like calming situations down
in all circumstances. And you talked about that that off season where Nick brought you and a bunch of young teammates up to his cabin, and just how great it was. Well, I mean, Nick's still playing and playing about 15 minutes a game here in the postseason, but fellow veteran Matt Zuccarello, he's 38 years old, and for this particular Wild team, he's just incredibly important. I know he's good, but for this team, man, I mean, when he was out, you watched, it was just parts of it were just completely different. With Zuccarello playing, they've beaten the Stars this series twice, and by a combined 10-2 score. Why do you think he's so important to these guys?
I think, obviously him on the power play is pretty elite. And I think I watched his post-game interview the other day, too, and he was just talking about him and Kirill and the guys' relationship there. And he was just, I think he's a great big personality, too, in the room. And, I don't know. I think it's tough for me to answer that just because obviously I'm not there and in the room. But yeah. I think watching him, he's obviously a very talented player. And, it sounds like he gets along really well with everyone in that room. So I'd say that makes a big difference. And, he seems to be a big piece for them. So
you're watching those post-game press conferences, just kind of dreaming, aren't you? You're like, yeah. One day that's going to be me and Connor, or one day that's going to be me and whomever, right?
Definitely. It's been extremely motivating. I mean, I was actually I took a trip with Connor. That's where I'm at in Florida, and we've been talking about it the whole time. It's tough to watch a bit of these playoff games, but it's definitely you're not watching as a fan anymore, right? You're trying to pick up little things, and I mean that's what we want to do. So it's great.
Yeah, I'm not trying to turn this into Chicago Blackhawks fan line, man. And you guys, the Blackhawks have had better seasons, and you're a non-playoff team. Okay. But to a man, with how young you guys are, I mean, you guys made life difficult on so many teams, and for whatever the reason, just couldn't get over the hump for now. But, I mean, like you just said, you're leaving Florida where you spent some time with Connor Bedard, and you got other players on the team who are super gifted like you. I mean, that just has to burn inside of you that you're close to getting into the dance and then figuring out how. Well, that's just the toughest part of the equation, right?
Yeah, for sure. Especially, we have a really, I'd say, inexperienced group in the league. Especially this year. I mean, to end the year, obviously I was injured, but we had a very, very young group, and I think that's something that's learned through experience. I mean, just talking to people who have been through it, and it's definitely something that learning how is going to be. It's going to be what our job is and what we're looking forward to do, obviously. So, I think it's gonna happen one day, and. It's just a matter of time, but we're gonna figure it out.
You're fantastic, man. Just a couple to close here. Does Oliver Moore, does the Minnesotan in you pull for the Wild, or is that off limits once you started wearing the red, white, and black?
Yeah, I think the friend in me and Nick Foligno and Marcus a bit. You're just watching and you kind of want them to do well, but I think Now it's a lot different. I don't know. I can't say I'm pulling for the Wild, to be honest with you, PA. But
I understand.
I still love watching, and it's different though, because my whole life I did,
Yeah.
But now it's just something changed in me. I don't know.
Well, yeah. You play against them, and you got guys wearing the Christmas colors, the red, green, and white, hitting you, and your sole focus is to help get these Blackhawks to the playoffs. I respect that. All right, last one, man.
Exactly.
Jason Robertson for the Dallas Stars. What from your takes, Oliver? What makes Jason such a good player? And I ask because he's not super big, he's not super fast, yet he scores with the best of them.
Yeah. I think, he's so smart and cerebral. Like, I think, like, as a fan, the eye test, it might not, like, jump off the page, but when you're watching, like, he finds those spots, and obviously their power play is very elite, too, and he's very good at that. And, I mean, yeah, just seems to always get on the score sheet and make the right plays. But, yeah, I think, it's someone, and he's got to continue to try to shut down, obviously.
Hey, Oliver, when you're back in Minnesota, and I know that's going to be soon, and you have some time, stop by the studio, and we will chat about a team I know is your favorite team, the Minnesota Vikings, and we'll chat about Kyler Murray, and maybe if everything's cool in Eagan, if you have time, I'll bring you out to an OTA, and maybe you can see some of the guys and meet some of the guys. I think you'd like that.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool, for sure. 100%. We'll be in touch. I mean, I'd love to do that, though. Stop by and see your office.
Yeah, so if but I mean, if we get out to a Vikings practice and you get a chance to talk to Justin Jefferson or Kyler Murray, I mean, you're a professional athlete, so you can't, like, fan out too much, but, I mean, I've gotten to know you well enough where I know that you would think that was really cool.
Yeah, that would be a treat, for sure.
You're fantastic, man. Safe travels, okay?
Awesome. Yeah, appreciate you, PA.
Man.
Double B, who do you like in the Wild game tonight and why?
I like the Wild to get it done. The third pairing on defense really frightens me. I wish they would have went with Damon Hunt, but I still think it's enough to get it done. I'd say similar 4-2 with an empty netter.
Nordo, who do you like in the Wild game tonight and why?
I like the Minnesota Wild to stay out of the box, continue to dominate 5-on-5 play, good performance from Volstead, and find their way on a trip to Denver, Colorado.
It is now post time for the post game, 9 to noon. The post game, something we do near the end of radio shows, and we started with Kevin Gorg and Eddie Olczyk, and chatted a little hockey, chatted a lot of Kentucky Derby. If anybody's interested, Eddie Olczyk likes a number 1 Renegade in the Kentucky Derby. Speaking of the Kentucky Derby, I keep looking at my phone more than I would like to today during the course of a radio show, and I'll be doing the same. I'd say pretty much from 6 o'clock tomorrow night through 3:30 on Saturday, and you may wonder what I'll be looking for. Well, it's a yearly occasion. It's like it's a yearly occasion. Awaiting Mick Tocchet to text me for his Derby bets, and I'll be like, okay, man, if you need anything, I'll be out at the racetrack. Let me know. Until he asks for like $300 in bets, I'm like, Tocchet, what are you doing? I got to go to the ATM to make your bets? Holy cow! That's probably going to happen within the next couple of days. Mick Tocchet, though.
And he won't be your only text message, will it? I mean, there's got to be multiple, because you're going to get a text message from me.
Yeah.
I usually keep mine really simple.
25. Yours will be 30 or below.
Yeah, correct.
Tocchet hits me for 300 out of nowhere.
The Derby's awesome, man. And it's the interesting thing, though, whether it was Girardi yesterday, it was Edzo today, and just you and Gorgie going at it, I'm sure the conversation will pop up 9 to noon tomorrow in advance of both the Oaks and the Derby. Like it just doesn't feel like there's the obvious answer to the Derby question this year. So trying to find, like, you were joking about off the air, like, trying to snag one of those superfectas and one of those massive payouts.
Might be 10,000 or more.
That'd be pretty sweet. That could be life-changing money for somebody based on how much they wager. But it's like, to box that up and to find, like, hey, here's an obvious horse that's going to finish in the top 2. I just... This year, and you can tell me if I'm just, recency bias, but it just feels like this year's harder than so many others.
They're all hard.
The favorite's on the freaking
different
rail, which is a terrible spot.
Love it.
And, your horse in the 8, but then the second favorited horse right now, I think Further Adu's out of the 18. That can either be good based on the mess that it can avoid it and the traffic, but then the other side of it is it can get out of the mix very quickly and have to work its way back.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, it seems like it's a difficult difficult one to handicap in a race that's always difficult given the number of horses. But just the party that takes place at Canterbury,
sweet.
And the CNBC spectacle that is Churchill Downs every year. Like just a really freaking cool event. I'm gonna go with Further Ado.
Sure.
Off that weird story I found the other day about the guy who had a seizure from laughing at Young Wei Koo.
Right.
And
why not?
And he found a tumor in his head because he had the seizure from laughing at Young Wei's L. He works for Spendthrift Farm, who I believe is the horse that helped cultivate, or the stable that helped cultivate Further Ado.
Yep.
In the 18 post. So that'll be my pick. But you guys got this thing handled quite well.
Well, we
Saturday.
have it handled. Doesn't mean we're going to win. I mean, I think I've picked maybe 3-4 Kentucky Derby winners in the last 25, 30 years.
Yeah, but when you hit it, it's worth it, right?
Yes, it is. Not to get too into the weeds on this, but like the Kentucky Oaks is tomorrow, the Phillies version of the Derby, and the races up. So like I don't do a lot of horse racing wagering in the off season. I either save cash or save my interest for when Canterbury begins May 23rd, and absence makes the heart grow fonder. But the races up to the Oaks tomorrow and up to the Derby, they're fantastic. I mean, you got $500,000 races. I think there's $1 million race.
Yeah.
So that's the crafty ones. And I'm not, I've done it a long time, and I preach every year I'm going to do it this way. But I've found the best approach is to find races before the Derby that are normal races that you like.
Yeah.
Smack those, and then kind of pull back on the Derby a little bit. But best laid plans don't generally come to fruition.
No, especially when you get excited. Now, at Churchill on Saturday, the Derby itself, what is that, usually like race 11, race 12?
Race 12, yeah.
Okay, so race 12, that's going to be, as of now, it sounds like 2 or 3 scratches, so 17, 18 horses.
Yep.
What are the fields in the earlier races that might make it a little meatier?
Pretty big.
Leading up?
Yeah, pretty big. Churchill Downs does a really good job with the whole day. Can't remember the names of the races. You got like the Churchill Downs Handicap, the American Turf or something like that. So those races are cool with all the cool jockeys in the Derby, riding horses in smaller fields where payoffs can be pretty good. But I mean, it's the Derby has some lottery hitting, slot machine popping chance to it.
Yeah.
Because they're just like you said. I mean, the favorite in the race is number 1 Renegade, and he's ridden by the most successful jockey in horse racing over the last 6, 7, 8 years.
I saw something. He's won like 4,500 races or something insane like that. That's crazy.
But see, that's what makes it better is when the best jockey on the best horse is trapped on the inside and the others converge down. He's going to have some decisions to make.
What if old people win it? Mike Smith.
I'm on him. Yep. Old people stick together. We're both 60 years of age. We both have ties to Canterbury, and everybody's counted us out. And we're back. We're so happy in the Derby. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you, Brett Blakemore. Thank you, Nordo. And I'm Paul Allen. And may God bless you and all of your families. Go wild. Go Finchy. And 9 to noon, we'll report on it all tomorrow with the Friday Football Feast.
Podcast today's Paul Allen Show, or listen back to previous show and interviews by going to the iHeartRadio app or KFAN.com.